3 words. Library.
Book.
Sale. Our local library decided that they were going to have a book sale, and Bex and I are extremely pumped because we basically robbed the place.
Yep. Felt like it was thievery.
At its finest.
At its finest. And most legal.
And most legal.
I spent a total of $6 on books.
I spent 11. How many did you get?
I got 8 books.
And I got 20. What does that tell us about the beauty of libraries? I'll start. I got 4 books by Ian Fleming, who is the man who wrote the James Bond novels, which they later turned into films. I got 4 of them, which I just said, From Russia with Love, Casino Royale, Dr. No, and Thunderball. I haven't read any of them, but I love the movie Casino Royale, which is the new one with Daniel Craig, so I just said I would pick those up, and my dad really likes them, so I'm going to give those to him.
And I'm actually going to start with 2 books that I borrowed from the library, because we went to the book sale, and then we dropped by the library, and I got Princess Mia, which is book number 9 in the Princess Diaries series, and then I finished it off with Forever Princess, which is the final book in the series.
And my favorite.
Yes, very excited to finish these, because the last couple that I read were so good. I love this series.
It's fabulous. This was a day of classics for Leslie. Catcher in the Rye, J.D. Salinger. Decided that after I read it, I needed my own copy, so I got one. Are you looking for yours?
Yep.
Yep.
Look! Oh! Okay.
Okay.
So the first book that I had, that I actually got from the sale itself, that I paid for and get to keep, is A Map of the World by Jane Hamilton. This is one of those books that every time you turned around there was another copy sitting on the table, and it's one of the best books of 1994 when I was 2 years old, but named by Entertainment Weekly, People Magazine, blah blah blah. It's also one of those books that is lacking a good synopsis, so I basically read the first page or so, and I liked how it sounded. I liked the flow. So it was 50 cents.
Why not?
I know, right? Just buy the book. So I got it, so it would stop taunting me every time I turned around.
I picked up A Tree Grows in Brooklyn, which, as far as I'm concerned, is about a tree growing in Brooklyn and a small girl. So,
who looked rather depressed.
Who looked really depressed on the cover of the other copy that I saw of this, so I decided to pick up the one with the pen on the front cover.
My next book was The Memory Keeper's Daughter by Kim Edwards. I've heard a lot about this book. I've seen this cover in a lot of different places, and I read the back, and it really appealed to me. It seems like a pretty cool story. It's got Down syndrome and family secrets and parallel lives and the redemptive power of love.
Have fun with that.
Oh, I will.
Classics continued. Old Man and the Sea by Ernest Hemingway. Neither of us really realized this book was so small.
Is it actually this small, or is this an abridged edition? Because the font in it is also huge.
Yeah, it really doesn't say that it's abridged or anything like that. But yeah, it's like 127 pages long.
Whip that baby out.
Yeah, that'll be done in a couple hours.
My third book.
I picked this out for you.
Yes. Yes, you did. Middlesex by Jeffrey Eugenides, which is kind of a fun name to say. And this is also another popular book that I've been seeing a lot of. That's kind of how I based off, what books I picked out. Was like, oh, I've heard of that book, or that cover looks relatively interesting, or every time I turn around, this book is there. It's taunting me. I have to get it. Yes, this was one that Les picked out for me, and it seems like a pretty epic family story about Greek Americans, and, that just sells it to me right there.
Europe, America combined.
I know. What could be better?
I decided it was time to own a copy of Pride and Prejudice. So I do.
Oh, hold on, we gotta do that again. Alright, we're done. Next, I have Lucky by Alice Sebold, which is basically her memoir about her life. I have read The Lovely Bones, and I really, really liked it. So I figured that it was time to, see how I liked her other novels, check them out, and they were there. So yeah, this is one of them that I picked
found that for you too.
Yep, you did.
In the 9th grade, Bex and I both had to read an excerpt from The Tao of Pooh for one of our history English classes.
It was Asian Experience was the name of it then.
And so when I saw The Tay of Piglet, if I'm saying Tay wrong, someone let me know. When I saw this one, I'm a big fan of A. Mills Winnie the Pooh and the Disney version of Winnie the Pooh, so this looked pretty cool. It talks about Eeyore, Owl, Pooh, Tigger, and how they're all connected to some kind of religion.
And to add on to my Alice Sebold collection, yes, it's got a chair floating on it, so that should be a fun book. I do like how all the covers go together.
Yeah, Yeah, they all are done in the same type.
Yep, and they all have the same sort of theme with one item.
These aren't the classics, but they help me sort of complete my my love of Trixie Belden.
And who found those for you?
Oh, that would be you.
I found them. That's right.
Yep. I think I might already have this one in the classic cover, but it's worth it. Love Trixie.
You know you're a true book person when you own the same book in multiple formats. We're down to my really big hardcover books. I got American Gods by Neil Gaiman. Gaiman. I have heard people talk about this book before, and so I figured for, hey, $1?
$1?
$1 for a book that basically looks new.
How much is it? How much is it?
Normally, this book would have cost me $26.95. I got $25.95 off this book.
Robbery.
Right here. Yeah, it was actually robbery. But yeah, so I want to read this book just because it's gotten a lot of hype, and I don't think I've actually read a Neil Gaiman book yet.
You should borrow Stardust from me. I'm reading, as you may or may not know from Goodreads, Lake Wobegon Days by Garrison Keillor. This is Wobegon Boy,
the trout man himself.
Also by him. He actually looks a lot more like a trout in this picture too. It's just, whatever. We're bad people.
Some of you are gonna roll your eyes because I know tons of people hate this man and hate the books that he writes, but Dan Brown's The Lost Symbol, I have read all of his other books except for this one, and I personally enjoyed them a lot. I really liked The Da Vinci Code, I loved Angels and Demons, and Deception Point, and Digital Fortress, and yeah, I think that's all of them.
Yep.
So now we just needed Lost Symbol, and
here it is.
Here it is, yeah. For, you know, the low, low price
of $1 in hardcover.
Yeah. Yay.
List's Kiss, which I was a little embarrassed to pick up because it sounds kind of romantic, but it's about Franz Liszt, the composer.
Yeah, she didn't like the fact that it said kiss on it, and it had a semi-sexual dress.
It bothers me. I feel like I get judged by the books I check out. But, yeah, I don't know. France says something about Paris on the back, and it's about Franz Liszt, so we're gonna find out.
You might have been judged if you'd picked up. There was a huge section of table with just like the American romance and special edition super romancy books. If you had just, if you just gone in and with 10 of and come out with 10 of those, then maybe you'd have been judged.
Yeah, I think so.
But I think you're okay with that one. I'm on my last book.
Oh, it's gonna be Leslie the rest of the time. Hope you like me.
I don't know, you kind of repulse me sometimes. The Story of Edgar Sawtelle, which is another Oprah's book club. I just really based all my choices off of Oprah.
A great decision.
Another book that I've heard a lot about because that's really what I based my choices on, and it was in a beautiful hardcover.
For $2.
This one was for $2 though. It seriously looks brand new. It would have been $25.95 if I had gotten it brand new, and yeah, there's maybe like a tiny bit of dirt on the bottom, but other than that, it looks brandy new. So yeah, perfect. Perfection.
Do you like the Connie Kim books?
I picked out both of those.
Both of which you picked out for me. The Hours, which we read in AP Literature and I adored. And this is Specimen Days, which I've never even heard of. But, you know, anything by Michael Cunningham I'm willing to give a shot to. Another, The Circus of the Earth and the Air, which I think you looked at and then put down.
Yep.
And then I picked up. Like I said before in a video we did about Water for Elephants, I really have this sort of secret fascination with circus things and circus people. And this looks really interesting. And there's a circus magician's box and something gets set on fire and bizarre clues. And those are just a few words off the back. So I'm really excited for this. Moving right along. Elizabeth Street, which Bex put down and 5 seconds later I picked up without seeing that happen. Elizabeth Street, something about the Italian immigrant experience into New York.
So we have Italian Americans. I got the book about Greek Americans.
We're just covering all the American and, you know, Mediterranean European countries.
I don't think you actually finished saying what you were saying about that book.
I'm excited for this. I am reading Lloyd Alexander's Chronicles of Prydain again right now from the library. And this is his book, The Arcadians, I believe. I think I've already actually borrowed this from the library as a child and read it already, but I couldn't remember, so
probably that copy, too.
Probably this copy, because it's a DCF book and it's marked Dorothy Canfield Fisher, for those of you who are wondering what DCF stands for. Yeah, pretty sure I checked this out, and I'm going to read it again because I forgot about it, and I love Lloyd Alexander, and it's worth owning everything of his. Driving Mr. Albert, A Trip Across America with Einstein's Brain. Does that just not sound super interesting?
I like the car on the cover.
Yeah, I really like the car. This is an advanced reader's copy, and I don't know whether this is based on a true story or not. I can't see where it says that anywhere on the front, but I'm going to give it a try because the guy drives Einstein's brain.
I think it's true. It says part memoir right there.
Yeah, yeah, the guy drives Einstein's brain across the United States. And the biggest, most exciting
And the first find.
And the first one that I picked up was the unabridged work of Charles Dickens.
And it's got shiny pages.
Beautiful, beautiful, gorgeous bind-up bound copy that I cannot wait to put on my shelf. This was $2. I don't know how much this would have been normally. Can you not stroke my books? Thanks.
Hopefully this wasn't too long, because
or annoying.
We talked about a lot of books.
We tend to gush.
Yeah, we were so excited when we got there. We were there for like an hour and 45 minutes, almost 2 hours looking at books, because there was just tables and tables, and, you know, we had to look at everything.
We had to look at them all, because, you know, they didn't really have them sorted in any particular way.
Other than fiction, nonfiction.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there was an entire tent devoted to fiction, so...
So you really had to you had to look at everything, because the great stuff was just mixed in.
Yeah, I mean, that's where the majority of our books came from, was the fiction section. Comment if you have any of these books, you've read them, and you want to read them, yeah, you know, share your thoughts. Your enthusiasm with us, yes.
We'd appreciate it.
And thank you for watching.
And all your subscribing and love.
That brings our video to a close.
See you next time.
Yeah. Bye!
Bye!